Hey everybody, I got permission to dig this house. Friends of mine own it and they got it for sale, so I'm gonna have to be very picky and very careful about what I dig. So I've only dug a couple holes. They're trying to keep the yard looking pretty nice, but so now I'm just being extra careful. House was built in the 30s, and the only thing I've dug so far that I would felt like was a deep enough and good enough signal to dig is this wheat. So 44, looks like 44 plain. Well, I changed locations. That other place that it may have been dug before, and I passed up some signals that could have been silver, might have been glad. And they weren't real deep and weren't high enough tones. But anyway, I didn't want to mess up their yard, so I moved on to another location. And my first find here is this place has been hit over and over and over. It's an old hem weight. Whether it be a dress hem weight or curtain hem weight, whatever it is, it's hem weight. Tell it's an older one with that white patina on it. Next hole, about 5 inches down, got me a little small, looks like maybe copper buckle. Hey everybody, it's a little windy. I'll try to block the wind best I can. Down in an area where we had a lot of marbles, and we've hunted this area over and over and over. It's just one of those places you come back to if you want a little practice and hadn't got to detect in a while. Go low and slow and you'll usually find something. I just flip that plug over. And down here I'm going to say that's most likely going to be a wheat. Yeah, it is. It's actually better shaped wheat than I usually get out of here. This stays real wet all the time. It's a drainage area. Second wheat of the day. I'm kind of up on a embankment, and I was kind of working my way out of here, and got a banging little 70s. It's kind of rattly sounding, scratchy sounding, but it still sounded good, but it's pretty shallow. I just pulled up probably the best dairy token that I've ever found. I mean, it's the normal good for 1 quart of milk. The really cool thing about it though is on the other side it says Antle Dairy, phone 5093, and then below that it says Tulsa. So kind of gives me some Tulsa history here. That is way cool. I'll clean that up and show you in the wrap up. Buddy, it's day 2. It's gonna rain today, so I thought I'd get out and get a little bit of digging in. I'm at an old part of Tulsa here that the guys have found a lot of marbles in this area, and I just got here, was walking around. Like I said, we had all that rain yesterday and it washed out a lot of stuff through here, so anywhere you see these hydro streams through here, you know that it's gonna be some stuff popping out. And there's some dirt piles I want to go get in, but there's kids playing all over right now. There's nails and glass and sharp metal sticking out of it. It's a great place to let your kids go play. That's this kind of side of town. Anyway, you can see right there, getting a lot of dirt. It's a hole. Yep. It's a good looking marble. Kind of white and clear. Get to you on the next. Going up through this washout, here's where I was one time before in one of the other videos. So I found a little porcelain button. This really was washed out since then, so things wash out of this bank right here down in, and walking along. I got a signal right here, but I hadn't even checked to see what it is yet. See what I see. I'm hoping it's whole. It's a blood red, so it'd be a really good marble. I'm gonna dig her out here. Looks like it's whole. Oh yeah. Oh buddy, that is a beautiful marble right there. That blood red color to it. Clean that up and show you at the wrap up. Well, this one's kind of cool. I was getting a signal, and I dug the hole, and normally there's something showing. with my metal detector, and I picked something up with my pinpointer. I'm sitting there, I'm sorry folks, I'm sitting there cleaning this thing off, kind of getting a look at it. But thought I had a little, like a clay marble or something. I stuck my pinpointer on it and it started going off. You can see down here, it looks like maybe a little bell. Copper. Has design all over it. I'll get it cleaned up and show you in the wrap up. I mean, it's crazy with an area that's been dug to death and get a little bit of rain and move a little bit of dirt around. You can see there's like a mound coming there. I was over there when I found that marble a while ago. This mound comes down, ends right down there, and got a screaming signal, and I just got me a great big token. Not even sure what kind it is yet. It looks like that's a palm olive soap, and it's brass. That is going to clean up beautiful. I don't know that I've ever found a palm olive brass token before. Yeah, that's going to be nice. If I can clean this off just a little bit. There you go. All right. I will, it says Chicago on the back, and then from where the company was. Starting to sprinkle on me a little bit. I'll stay out here as long as I can. I got waterproof gear, and don't hurt me to get wet. So, get back to you on the next. Hey everybody, just got a penny signal right here. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a wheat. Could even be just a copper memorial, because I dug like a 78 quarter back behind me a little ways. Don't find those very often, but out here. But it is still some yard dirt and stuff that's been scattered out here, so there could easily be clad in here. Anyway, I flipped the dirt out of this hole right here, and that fell off. You can see where the green was right there. Let's see what we got. I haven't even looked at it yet. Yeah, that's going to be a wheat. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not either. That's going to be an Indian. I see the Indian right there on the front. There's the back of his headdress right there. All right, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might be my first Indian of the year. It's a little toasted. Like, the reason I immediately thought it was Indians, because I could see the one right there. I might be able to get a date off of it. I'm going to let it dry out and try to get it that way. I'll show you in the wrap up. And another eyeball find. Not the bean looking rock. The clear glass marble. Probably not a very old one, but may even be a paint can marble. But still cool. Yeah, found some more washout area right here. And got a good solid 80 signal right there. Popped out there, and looks like I got my first wheat for the day. Yep, it's gonna be a wheat. Cool, get a date off, cleaned up later. Guys, here's another reason to make a second pass. I was going this way a while ago, got way up there, went over and went through the dirt piles, and then got bored. Wasn't finding much over there in the dirt piles. Some of it's kind of really trashy new dirt, needs to be spread out. Once all that stuff over there, that goes on forever now. Once it's all spread out, it'd be a great place to come hunt. But so I turn around and come back down this hydro cut here, where the water's been running after all this rain we've had. And this is a second for me. The first time this ever happened was at Oologah Lake at the Will Rogers Birthplace Ranch, when we had permission to hunt it. But a surface find, didn't even throw my coil over it, the surface find silver. And that is a Merc. Let's see, I hadn't even touched it yet. I have to get my loop out. Looks like 1916 maybe. I'll take a look at it and get it cleaned up and show you how much cleaning needs to be done. Show you at the wrap up. If it's actually a 1916, that would be my oldest. I don't see a D on the back though, unfortunately. That is the dirt piles. You go way back over there, all the way over to this end. They go all the way over almost to that trail that's over there. Used to be a railroad track. There's railroad spikes and railroad stuff all over there. You can see over there where they been digging out right below that. Up this way a little bit is where I found the Indian head, and then right below that, crack in my windshield there, is down in that little ravine there is where I found that 1916 Merc. So I'm gonna cool off in the air conditioning and drink some water and drive home, and come back out here again later on, maybe after another good rain, and that really brought out the finds. Hey everybody, so let's do a quick wrap up. Say thank you to the folks that let me dig at that house, that 1930s house that they had for sale. So I wish them good luck with getting it sold. It's a nice little house, and I was very careful with the yard. Only dug a few things. These two copper pennies I dug in the front yard, and the zinc I dug in the backyard. The only reason I dug those because they sounded pretty deep, and they were kind of down deep. This was in an area that there wasn't any grass in the backyard, so I just picked that up. This was basically right under the grass in the backyard. It's a 2010 rabies vaccine dog tag. Let's see, and I found this 44 wheat in their backyard, and there wasn't much grass there in that part of the backyard, and so I dug that up, and it was deep and sounded good. I went to another location and found this old hem weight, this little buckle, and this 29D wheat penny. It was in the pretty rough soil down in that area. It stays wet all the time, so it's kind of crusty looking. This was up on the side of a bank where it doesn't stay as wet, and this was just right under the grass. It's good for 1 quart of milk, and flipped the wrong way. Antle Dairy, and there's a phone number, so you can tell it's an old token, and it says Tulsa on it, so it gives it local history. I like those sort of things. Then I got, I believe this is a cap off of an old ink pen. It's real heavy copper. Clad quarter, Tulsa pull tab finders, favorite per snaps. Just like a silver dime. Inside to a mason jar lid. I keep those when they're whole. Another piece of milk glass, old jar. It's probably had some sort of cream or something in it. I found one clear marble. This white and clear marble that's not quite round. Must have went through a fire. And this blood red marble, which this was really deep down in a ditch, kind of in some clay, so it's in good shape, but it's a really nice old marble. Old fork, looked like probably a wooden handle fork and a spoon, old silver plated spoon. This lipstick tube was really interesting. My wife researched it and said it's from the 40s and 50s. It says Merle Norman on it. It was, you can see, if you're looking at an angle, see the gold plating up in those grooves. It was gold plated at one time, and it's got that intricate detail all over the whole thing. And then this little button, I believe that's what this is, a button. I don't think it was a bell, because it doesn't have a place to hang it from the top there or anything, unless it hung this way, but with the design that it has on it, I'm thinking more like it was probably a button, and it's sewed on like this. But that is some really cool floral type detail on that thing. Little metal button. Let's go to this token here. This is a brass palm olive soap token. And there's the back side of it. So it being brass, it's in really, really good condition. And this was a piece of wadded up copper, and I noticed this rounded edge right here, so I thought that might be something, so I flattened it out. And if you can make it out there at the bottom, it says Melvin Purvis right there. He was actually a real FBI agent. Up here at the top it says secret operator. But he was a real FBI agent that worked under, I believe, J. Edgar Hoover. And he arrested a lot of the old-time gangsters. And there was later in the years, there was a radio show, and they used his character in the radio. It was like in the 30s, I think 1937 or something like that. They used his name, or his character, I guess you'd call it, as one of the characters in the radio show. And these were little badges, little pin-on badges for kids. Anyway, I thought that was a cool find. Got a 45D wheat, another pretty crusty one. A 1897. And probably, if I can get the light just right on this, you can probably see it. But any more cleaning on that and it won't be legible at all. There we go, 1897 Indian. So it's nice to get another 1800s American coin. And then my eyeball find of the day. And man, folks, let me tell you, I wish, but it's not. It's a 1916 plane. But in that condition, a 1916, you coin guys out there, what would that be if it was a D? $2,500 coin. It's lines are worn off on the back here mostly, but still, for the most part, there's a lot of detail on that coin for a 1916. They usually are worn. I usually clean my coins up, make them real shiny, but this was already pretty much this clean when I found it, but I went ahead and just rinsed it off with some water when I got home too, just to make sure to get any grit or anything off of it. But it had washed down in that stream. It was, like you saw in the video, the clip, it was laying. I hadn't even touched it yet when I turned the camera on. It was laying right there in that washout, in kind of a little bowl. So it's, being silver, is heavier, and it washed down in the rain out of that bank and settled in the middle of that little bowl in the clay, and was laying right there on the surface. Never even went over it with my coil. So you got to keep your eyes open. It's just like those marbles. All those marbles were found by eyeball. And just saw them laying or sticking up out of the mud. You see odd shapes, or something perfectly round like this mercury dime laying, right on the surface. Especially when the sun came out. When I went back through there the second time is when I saw it, and the sun had came out, and that shininess shining up. Anyway, it was a great day, and hope everybody else is getting out and finding some good stuff and post those videos. Being unemployed right now, I like to sit and watch a lot of videos. Y'all take care.